Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the 6 common mistakes that people make during scripting in regards to manifesting their dream life. A lot of the things that I'll be mentioning can also be applied to if you are trying to change certain habits in your life or trying to vibrate at a certain level so that you can be happy while you're doing the things that you're doing in your day and looking at them as I get to do this versus I have to do this. So a lot of the things that I'll be mentioning can help you in a lot of different regards. But for all purposes of this video, we'll be talking about the 6 common mistakes that a lot of people make in regards to scripting when it comes to manifestation. With that, go ahead and grab a cup of tea and let's get started. My name is MannyKay, MannyKay for short. I make videos on self-development, spirituality, healing, transformation, anything to support you in creating the life that you want to live, breaking through your limiting beliefs, and really getting you to a place where you're happy and full of joy. With that, let's get to the first common mistake that people make during scripting, which happens to be their indecisiveness. A lot of people get really caught up in their mind and overthink in regards to what they're writing down and if they're writing down the right thing or if it's the wrong thing. And what I have to say in regards to this is, you know what you want to cause and create in your life. You get to be fully aligned with what your vision is, your why, what are your values. And if you're not, that's most likely when you are having trouble deciding what you want to write down. In regards to scripting and manifesting, a lot of things should come easily in terms of being in a flow state and knowing exactly what you want in your life. So if you're struggling to make a decision, you're most likely going to be, one, spending too much energy and get this thing that we call decision fatigue when you feel like you have to choose between A, B, C, and D when it comes to manifesting the things you want in your life. I'm here to tell you that in actuality, you can manifest all of those things, you can script all of those things, but focus on one thing at a time. Make a decision to commit to one thing that you're going to write one paragraph about in regards to scripting, and then flow to the next thing and the next thing, because your life is composed of so many different things and you get to have all of those things. So don't get too caught up in the structure of it. Am I doing this correctly? How do I have to do it? How does it have to be phrased? How does it have to be, what's the framework? Does it have to be perfect? That's our ego talking, right? That we need to have full control and we need to know exactly what we need to do in regards to do everything correctly. Instead of thinking of it that way, just know that this whole process is about you claiming your power and owning your voice. And when you're owning your voice, you more than often can decide exactly what you want to cause and create, and you get to be fully aligned with that. So the first common mistake is that indecisiveness. Number 2 and 3 kind of go hand in hand, but number 2 is most people usually make the mistake of being too vague, not being specific enough in terms of exactly what they want to have in their life. So for example, this was something that I used to do. And by the way, everything I'm sharing are all mistakes that I used to make. So I come from a place of experience and wanting to really support you in kind of jumpstarting your growth and kind of helping you manifest quicker in your life. So, I wanted a position in regards to getting a role that was titled Director of People Growth and Development. And what I scripted was I just wrote, I want to be the Director of People Growth and Development. I'll talk about the I want and how that phrase is incorrect. But for right now, just saying that that's the role that I wanted and putting a period mark there wasn't specific enough. It wasn't telling me or telling the universe exactly what type of relationship I wanted to have with my boss. What company did I want to work for? What industry did I want to work in? What was my goal and vision for that role, right? So really build it out. Start at the trunk level and build out the branches and spread to the leaves and really visualize and imagine and build out every single thing that you're scripting to a T, right? All the details, all the components. Don't get stuck in just writing basic lines that are very vague. I want you to get very specific. Number 3 goes hand in hand with this because a lot of people make the mistake of not putting a date stamp on what they want to cause and create. You're going to need a by when, because you're not going to want to manifest some of these things just whenever. What if the universe takes it as, okay, this is an open-ended thing, we'll give it to her whenever we see fit, right? No, you want to get that role by a certain time. So put a timeline on it. And most of the time when we're afraid to write down a deadline or a timeline, it's usually us not fully believing in ourselves, believing that we can actually get the thing that we want by that date. So we sort of self-sabotage by leaving it open-ended. But when it comes to scripting and co-creating with the universe, you want to be sending signals to the universe that you are ready and you know what you want and you're going after it, right? Because let's not forget, a part of manifestation is inspired action, right? You're not just going to be sitting home and only writing, you're going to be doing things in your day-to-day. But when it comes to the element of manifestation that is scripting, especially if you're using that particular method, you're going to want to put a date and a by when. It's going to be really awesome for you to step into that place where you start doing that, because it's going to show you that you have goals that you actually can reach. And there's certain things that you can look at in your life in terms of what is the gap? Why didn't I reach that thing? Why didn't I do it? And really putting yourself out there and claiming that that's something you want by a certain date is so important in empowering yourself. So that's number 3, people forgetting to put a date stamp on it. Number 4 is this idea that people are coming from a place of lack. Remember how I said I want that director of people growth and development position? Saying I want, it's not that you shouldn't have wants or desires, but when you're scripting and you're communicating with the universe, using words like I want or I wish is kind of sending this like deep desiring feeling to the universe, which is showing the universe that you're coming from a place of lack. If you're saying I want, that equals lack. That equals scarcity, saying that you don't already have that. And while it is a reality of the point that in this moment you do not have that thing that you do want, when it comes to scripting, you're going to want to use words like I am the director of people growth and development, right? Or I am grateful and blessed to live in a house where I have enough room for myself and my children and my pets, and I have enough space to do this and, to meditate. And, the reason why I bring up space, because space is very important to me, and it's something that I always haven't had enough of in my life. I feel like, and before when I was trying to manifest more space for myself, I used to come from this place of lack. And only when I really stepped into a place of believing and knowing that I got to deserve that space, that I wanted it, that I, was processing and vibrating at that level of, yes, I deserve this and I have this and I want this and I was willing to claim it, that's only when I got it. So the 4th mistake is that idea of framing and phrasing and languaging or not vibing at that level of your highest self, where you're still coming from this place of lack by communicating to the universe that's like, I want this, I don't have it yet. So you're going to want to make sure that you're vibing in that level, showing the universe that you are ready and you are responsible enough to receive everything you want to attract, because you're already processing and communicating with other people or showing up in that way where you're happy and you are abundant, right? And you know that you're going to get these things. Yes, you may not have it in this moment, but you're already processing like you are. So it's going to be a very seamless transition for when those things come into your life, right? So number 5 is emotion. If you don't have emotion and passion when it comes to writing and scripting, when journaling for manifestation, I'm going to want you to pause. I'm going to want you to stop, and I'm going to want you to take a look at when in your day are you scripting? Is it the right time for you to be scripting? I even do this with filming. If I'm not in the right headspace and I'm not feeling passionate or lit up, I'm going to have to change when I'm going to film or what I'm going to be talking about, or how do I get into that state, right? So if you're not infusing the words that you're writing with emotion, I'm going to want you to pause, and I'm going to want you to figure out, what do I need to do in this moment in order to feel, in order to be in my body, to be out of my head, and to really embody everything that I want to create. So for me, that looks like ecstatic dancing, or listening to music and singing, going outside and being in nature, putting my feet in the grass, or maybe being near water. For some people, it's painting, or just spending time with their pets. For me, I know this is a little weird, but I love to lie down on something super cold, even if it's concrete, or even just like, even if I don't have access to nature at that point, it's just like lying down on the cold floor of my room. Doing that grounds me. Something that gets me into this space of feeling calm, or being so in my body that I can lift myself up and feel the things that I want to feel in my life. I want to feel joy. I want to feel gratitude. Where do I get to find those things within me? So when I'm scripting, I'm infusing my words with those feelings. Again, with scripting, you're signaling to the universe that you are ready, that you are magnetic, you are ready to attract all of these things, and you want to vibe at that level. So in order to vibe at that level, a lot of the time, like, we're humans, like, you got to feel from your heart and your body. You got to be passionate and lit up. For me, when I'm ecstatic dancing, that's looking like being wild and free and just embodying my authentic self. And it's really beneficial for me in order to get into my emotional state, especially if I'm not in that right mindset in that moment to do something and I want to be scripting at that time. I get to do that in order to do that. I don't want to just check off the list like, oh, I've done my scripting for today. I want to be fully present with it when I'm doing it. So make sure you're present with it and you're doing it at the right time of your day and you're infusing it with emotion. My mentor and coach, Master Surya Karshana, always says that emotion is energy in motion. And I could not believe that more than ever when I use it in my day-to-day and I realize, when I do yoga, I feel so alive and so strong and powerful and I can do anything in that moment. You get to embody that feeling, own your power and claim your voice while you're scripting, right? And you know me, I live to speak things into existence. So while I'm scripting, I always speak things into existence and say the sentences that I'm writing or the paragraphs or the letters. And, really enjoy the space that you're cultivating this, the journal that you're using to write it. Feel a connection with that because that's what's going to help you with the number 6 mistake that I'm about to bring up, which is lack of consistency, lack of commitment. Be committed and consistent with scripting. Don't just use it as a tool for your New Year's resolution in the beginning of the year or when you're creating your vision board. Use it as something you do either on a weekly basis or a daily basis. Maybe it's every other day for you. Whatever scripting for manifestation looks like for you, create a schedule that works, but also make it a part of your routine. Make it something that you're committed and can be consistent with because it's going to serve you to do that. Because we all know that things that we want to manifest, as we get some of those things or as time goes on and we grow and we evolve, those things that we want to manifest also grow and evolve. So doing it continually in your day-to-day and in your life from this point forward is going to be super supportive. So that's why when I say build a connection with your journal that you're using, it's going to be really important for you to want to go and have that relationship with your journal and do that on a daily or weekly basis, whatever that looks like for you, right? So just to go over it quickly, the 6 common mistakes are indecisiveness, being too vague, not using a date stamp, having a scarcity or lack vibration mindset, not infusing your scripting with emotion, and then 6 being a lack of consistency or commitment. And in order to shift all of these, it's really important to align with your why and your vision for your life. And what are your values? Why are you doing the things that you're doing? Why are you wanting the things that you want? Why do you get to process at this level? Are you truly connected with what you are wanting to create? Or are you kidding yourself and trying to create things in your life that maybe aren't fully aligned with you and are maybe things that people are telling you you need to be doing in your life? Know that you're living your life for you and you get to be joyous and passionate about the things you want to do because you want to have those things in your life and be inspired action in regards to those things. Mind you, I understand that some of us are in situations where we are working jobs that, we're not fully passionate about. Okay, if you're not fully passionate about your job, but you have a connection and a why as to why you're doing that job, what is it offering for you? Stability. How do you get to shift your mindset to be happy about that job that you're working at, right? And how do you get to, manifest more for yourself in that job, or maybe you manifest yourself out of that job, right? But staying present and knowing your why and your values in regards to everything you're doing is really going to create this vibe of abundance around you, where those things of abundance and the things you want in your life are just going to start moving towards you. So with that, I hope that the advice in this video and, really identifying the mistakes has helped you, realign and address the things that you might be doing correctly already or incorrectly, So if you got any value from this video, definitely go like and comment below. What are you claiming? What are you manifesting? By when are you manifesting that? How are you going to change your scripting routine as of now? Or are you new to scripting and is it something that you're super interested in? I would love to hear from you, and I know the other people in the community would love to hear from you as well. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you like what we're doing here on the MannyKay channel, and that bell button is for you to know when I make new videos, which is Wednesdays and Saturdays. I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Cheers. Love you all. Mwah.